for those of you that just joined, there were a few questions asked in like the 5 to 7 minutes. You can probably view them in the recording. Can we have music? It's time to start, so maybe after. All right, so thank you guys for coming out to the first iteration of this decal. Bear with us for in case we have any like technical or logistical difficulties. For logistics, we're gonna just keep asking questions on Piazza. We don't have too much time today to go over all the logistics, but yeah. So let's dive right in. So this course was co-founded by Shane and I, and we're thinking, okay, we need to find a way to bridge the gap between the traditional CS curriculum and actual industry, because there's a large gap, regardless of whether you're making your own startup or interning at a company. So this is why we made the decal. So I'll start off with introductions. Let's see how this works. So hi guys, I'm Ari. I'm a third-year EECS major. For the past couple of years, I've interned in the aerospace, software, and IoT industries. This last summer, I just interned at Microsoft, so a lot of my knowledge is going to be coming from there and the things I learned there. Interest, anything cloud related, anything security related. I've been dancing for about 2 years now, and I've been playing guitar for about a decade. So Shane, you wanna go ahead?
Yeah, I'm Shane. I'm a senior, and last summer I researched at Harvard, and right now I'm basically just taking classes, I guess. My interests are basically rock climbing, piano, and chess. Yeah.
My name's Cyrus. I'm a second-year CS major. This past summer, I spent it interning at Cisco. You might have seen me as a 61A or 61B lab assistant. And in my free time, catch me on various course piazzas, also cooking and watching pretty much all sports.
Hi, I'm Sumer. I'm a third-year EECS major. I have lots of cloud development experience from previous internships. I also interned at Microsoft with Ari. We exchange referrals. No, I'm joking. I'm interested in cloud security and distributed programming and stuff. I'm also a TA for 16A. So if any of you guys are in there, say hi. Come by my discussion section.
Hello, my name is Jia Luo, and I'm a fourth-year CS major. I interned on PayPal on the public cloud team last summer. And while I do like playing games and watching television, right now I've finished my CS degree, and I am now pursuing a mathematics double major.
Hi everyone, I'm Rachel. I'm a fourth-year CS major. I am a former intern at Amazon, and I just recently sold my startup, and I have a lot of interests. I love meeting new people, dance, poker, chess, and TV. So hit me up anytime about those things.
Hi guys, I'm Ryan. I'm a fourth-year EECS major. In terms of experience, I've TA'd 61C a lot of times, so you might have seen me as your TA, or I might be your TA this semester. When I'm not TAing and doing classes, I love to dance, and I've directed multiple FX teams, cooking, and I make a lot of cocktails for myself.
Hi everyone, I'm Sumit. I'm a junior Mechie student who's minoring in EECS. I entered at Space Vector last summer, where I got to do FEA simulations, but I also got a little bit of experience with databases. And I like playing video games, editing images, and CADing.
Hey guys, my name is Vanshaj. I go by VS. I'm a second-year CS data science major. This last summer, I TA'd 61A, and I'm tutoring this fall. So if you guys have not picked the tutorial section, you should stop by mine. And when I'm not doing school-related stuff, I'm probably messing around in Flight Simulator, probably X-Plane or Microsoft Flight Simulator. And yeah.
Okay, so I guess we can dive right into the lecture material. These next 2 weeks are going to be relatively light because we're going to be covering like really high-level knowledge about what the cloud is, because we want to make sure that everyone understands what it is, because there's a big range of skill in those who apply it, so we want to tailor it to all of them. So what is cloud computing. So a lot of you guys might have heard that it's literally just someone else's computer, and to a great extent, that is pretty true. So cloud computing is literally defined as on-demand availability of cloud computing resources. And this means that physical resources are automatically managed, meaning that you guys do not have to worry about servers or any kind of provisioning or like buying servers and things like that. Yeah, so the cloud is actually huge. Like it's right now it's popping off, and I think it might be popping off to the scale of the .com boom. We just haven't seen it yet. Talk to Professor Armando Fox about it. So here's a quote from Steve Jobs saying, "I don't need a hard disk in my computer if I can get to the server faster. Carrying around these non-connected computers is Byzantine by comparison." And yeah, this has a lot of truth to it, because you don't want to be buying all your servers if you wanted to make a website rather than just using GitHub pages. How is attendance graded? You just have to be here, at least for like half the time. So benefits of cloud computing. Why do we use it? What's the point? Why is it so popular? So right now, it's an abstraction over anything related to the physical hardware. So you're gonna see me saying this a lot, but you do not need to care about servers. If they blow up, you don't have to care about them, because if you're using AWS, Amazon has probably millions of them already sitting in their warehouses, and it will just automatically go to a different server. Cost. If I wanted to set up a web server without having the access to like GCP, Azure, or AWS, or any other cloud computing service, I would have to buy my own server, learn how to secure it with a bunch of network security info, and then I would have to not only pay to buy it, which is a lot depending on how many servers you want, like how many users you want to be servicing, but also the maintenance cost. There's a huge time and money maintenance cost associated with physical hardware. Regional availability. If you want to efficiently reach users all over the world, you don't want to be going to random countries and building servers there just so that you can serve your web app there. Cloud computing services already do this. You can set up the same server in multiple different regions. And that's how a lot of cloud services can actually claim 99% uptime, 99.99% uptime. Performance and maintenance. So when you try to create a resource like a database or something, or a virtual machine or some kind of image, the performance is already there for you to select. So you can choose what the specs of the hardware you want, and then you can just right away deploy it. And you don't have to maintain it. For example, if I wanted to set up a website and I want to set it up on AWS, the server hosting that website wouldn't have, I wouldn't have to maintain the service at all. Also, if I'm talking too fast, which I have a tendency to do, just call me out. I'm looking at the chat, just tell me to slow down. Who maintains it? The cloud services. So they have people specialized that are working in these server warehouses, where they go in, they routinely check the health of these, and a lot of it's also automated, so that if a server goes out, it's brought to someone's attention and things like that. Does that answer your question? Cool. Reliability, backups, and recovery. I think I mentioned this already. It's always reliable, so that means you can, if you're deploying something on a really mainstream cloud service like AWS, which is what we're going to be using, they claim to be up for 99.99% of the time, so you don't have to worry about it going down. And in case it does go down, they always have backups of whatever you deployed, so they'll just send up a backup. And this is another thing that you don't have to worry about, is if your server catches on fire, like an actual server fire, then you don't have to worry about restoring any data that might have been lost or recovering any of it. So there's 4 different types of cloud services, and they kind of build up on each other. So we have infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, serverless computing, and software as a service. So software as a service is what we're going to be doing in this class. So let's just dive right into it. Is there any questions? What are the pros of getting your own server? Owning the hardware. So there is always privacy policies with whatever mainstream cloud service that you may be using. So you don't know. So you have to read the terms of service and privacy policies to make sure that your data is secure and they're not looking at anything that you don't want them to look at. If you had your own server, you would always know where you're keeping your data, like physically, and you don't have to worry about that. So that's one. Shane, could you write this question down? I'd like to answer. I actually do some more research. Maybe we can get some more insight on that. Connectivity issues, like being in a place with barely any internet connectivity. So if you're, let's see. So the thing is with cloud services, they have stations all over the world, even if you don't have internet. So let's say for example AWS, they probably have some kind of availability region somewhere in any part of in any rural part of any country. So even if they don't have internet, it's going to be servicing it. So yeah, so when a cloud service provider is servicing an area, it's not necessarily in every single corner that you may possibly think of. It covers a large region. For example, for US, a lot of cloud service providers have US West or US East, and they don't have one in every single city. Yeah, I'm actually going to be going into that right now. So infrastructure as a service. So this has to do with everything that's physical. So we're talking about the physical building, the data centers where the servers are stored, and the security. So any platform, any service that claims infrastructure as a service, at the very least, has a warehouse in which they store their servers. They have a high availability of servers and different types, and they maintain the security. You don't have to set up firewalls or anything like that and worry about your data getting hacked, theoretically. So anything that's infrastructure, you just think of security and having a physical servers. So the benefits is that it's easy to scale up or scale down based on the resources you have. So if you want to use less server space because you want to pay less, then you can do that. And it does it automatic, and these services do it automatically. And you don't have, like I said before, you don't have to purchase or maintain the servers. So you're always really paying what you use. A lot of how they figure out the subscription is completely up to the cloud service provider. So it could be for example, it could be the subscriptions could be based on how long the server is up, or it could be based on how many times the server is pinged for a request or something like that. Reliability, never have to worry about a server burning up and then you having to replace it with another $1,000. So if the power goes out, generally any reliable cloud service provider will shift to an area that does have power. And security, it's always generally it's usually better to not worry about your own security, because there are lots of experts dedicated to just studying the security of an infrastructure. And generally for the newbie or even a normal experienced engineer, it's good to not rely on your software security and just kind of give it to the service provider to do that.